A big step forward for the East-West Rail project. Governor Maura Healey joining Congressman Richard Neal and others for a big funding announcement just this morning in Springfield.
Western Mass News reporter Matt Price is getting answers on the status of the project now.
These local, state, and federal leaders were excited about one thing Friday morning at Springfield's Union Station. Massachusetts has now taken another big step towards turning the East-West Rail into a reality.
This is a huge economic boost for people who live in the valley, linking this to the city of Worcester and onto the city of Boston.
The project envisions direct train service linking Boston to Pittsfield with stops in Springfield and Worcester. Now the Commonwealth is receiving $108 million from the U.S. Department of Transportation's Consolidated Rail Infrastructure and Safety Improvements Program. Governor Maura Healey was among the speakers, calling this moment exciting and getting this project literally on the right track.
I've said from the beginning, Team Massachusetts, we want to fire on all cylinders, and this today is an example of the kind of result we can deliver.
The funding will go towards the infrastructure projects to facilitate 2 brand new Amtrak Inland Route daily round trips. It will also support infrastructure improvements to increase the speeds of trains and additional corridor capacity between Springfield and Worcester along the CSX Boston and Albany line. Healey says she will soon have a full staff, including a director, to oversee this project.
We're currently in the process of hiring that director of West East Rail in addition to staff. As you know, I sought and received $650,000 so that we are going to be very shortly all staffed up.
And Springfield Mayor Dominic Sarno tells Western Mass News the East-West Rail would benefit Western Mass greatly.
I'll always continue to fight tooth and nail that economic development, those job opportunities are going to try to originate right here from the city of Springfield on it.
It will still take a few years for the project to be complete. We asked Congressman Neal, what's the next step?
The component here between Worcester and Boston, that works pretty well. Now making sure that Worcester to Springfield works well, and then eventually onto Pittsfield as well.
Congressman Neal says Massachusetts will ask for more funding once the project goes further. For right now, according to Mayor Sarno, it is all aboard for the East-West Rail. In Springfield, Matt Price, Western Mass News.